Hello, welcome to Genius channel. We'll be discussing some previous year maths questions. Okay, so let's see the question number 111. Question number 111. Two symmetric dice flipped with each dice having two sides painted red, two painted black, one painted yellow, and other painted white. What is the probability that both land on same color? So you have two dice, two symmetric dice flipped. Okay, you are throwing two dice. Okay, flipping means you are throwing two dice. Now each die is having two sides painted red, two sides painted black, one painted yellow, one painted white. That means totally we have six faces for a dice. Are there, and out of that they are each face is painted in different colors. You have to find the probability that what is the probability that they land on the same color. Okay, so please try to do and tell me the answer. Just try this, and once you get the answer, just comment it. Okay, have you got the answer? How to do this? You need two colors landing, two dice landing on same color, isn't it? Suppose these are two dice and you're throwing, you need them to be landing on same color. That means here if it is red coming, here also that should be red. Here it is, or if it is black here, here also you need black. Or if you need, here it is yellow, here also you need yellow. Here it is white, here also you need white. Okay, so let's see how to do. So it should be like if it is red here, here also red, or if it is black here, here also black, like that. Okay, so red, what is the probability of getting a red side in the first dice? How many red faces? Two. By total number of faces, that is 6, isn't it? So here it is red, means here also you have to get red, isn't it? So into 2 by 6, because it is and here red and here red, so it is 2 by 6 into 2 by 6. Or what should be here? Black means here also black. Or means you'll put a plus, isn't it? So black, what is the probability? 2 by 6 into here also black. Or what you need? Here yellow means here also yellow. So what is the probability of yellow? Yellow is 1 on 1, isn't it? So 1 by 6 into 1 by 6. Or it should be white. So 1 by 6. White is also 1, isn't it? So 1 by 6. Okay, so that's the answer. So do this and tell me what you're getting. You'll get 4 by 6 plus 4 by 6 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6. So that is 10 by 36, isn't it? 6 into 6, 36. So 10 by 36. So that is 5 by 18. 5 by 18. Option C is the correct answer. 5 by 18. Understood. So when and comes, you'll put a multiplication. When or comes, you put a plus. So red and red you need. So or black and black. So plus black and black, or yellow and yellow, or white and white. goes like that. Okay. So answer is 5 by 18. Option C is the correct answer. Now let's go to the next question. Question number 112. Question number 112. There are n socks in a drawer, of which 3 socks are red. If 2 of the socks are chosen randomly, and the probability that both selected socks are red is 12, what is the value of red is 1 by 2? What is the value of n? There are n socks in a drawer. There are n socks in a drawer, of which 3 are red. Here, 3 are red. 3 are red. We have n socks. Here, 3 are red. Now, we are taking 2 socks out of this. 2 socks out of this. And when you're we are choosing that randomly, and the probability that these both are red is 1 by 2. You have to find the value of n. Okay. So all of you try that. Try all of you. Once you get the answer, comment it. Okay. Have you got it? How to do this? Listen. We have to get 2 reds. 2 reds, if you're getting, means the probability is 1 by 2. Totally, we have 3 red socks in the drawer. Okay. So if you are choosing first socks, what is the probability that it is red? It is 3 by n, isn't it? Because totally 3 reds are there. Total number of socks is n. So for the first socks to be red, the probability is 3 by n. Now, and how many socks we are drawing? We are drawing 2 sources, isn't it? So what if so the second socks also to be red, because they are telling the probability that 2 are red, 2 socks are red. Okay, so first socks to be red is 3 by n. 3 red divided by total number. Now second also red means there will be 2, probability will be 2 by n minus 1, isn't it? First socks to be red, that is this one. Second socks to be red means there are only, after taking 1 red, 2 reds are remaining, divided by, after taking 1 out, n minus 1 socks will be there. And this probability is given as 1 by 2. 2 socks is red. That probability is given as 1 by 2. So that is 6 by n into n minus 1 is equal to 1 by 2. So just cross multiply. N into n minus 1 is equal to 12. N square minus n minus 12 equal to 0. So that is n square. So you have to get, on multiplying, you have to get 12. Do the middle term splitting. On subtracting, you have to get minus 1. So that is minus 4n plus 3n minus 12 equal to 0. So take n common. So this will be n minus 4 plus 3, this will be n minus 4 equal to 0. So n plus 3 into n minus 4 equal to 0. So you get n is equal to minus 3 or n is equal to 4. N is equal to minus 3 or n is equal to 4. So negative we cannot take because it is number of sources, isn't it? So we have to choose the positive value, that is n is equal to 4. That is the correct answer. N is equal to 4. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Please go through. So here also into, because and is coming. First socks and second socks red. First socks red and second socks red. Okay, so and condition is coming. That's why you are taking multiplication. Okay. Copy down this. Let's go to the next question. Question number 113. Two cards are chosen at random from a deck of 52 playing cards. What is the probability that both of them have same value? Two cards are chosen at random from a deck of 52 playing cards. What is the probability that both of them have same value? Options 1 by 17, 3 by 17, 5 by 17, 7 by 17. Okay, all of you try this. I'll give you 1 minute for doing this. Once you get the answer, comment your answers also. Okay, did you get the answer? Question number 113. Okay, listen how to do. See, they're saying they are choosing two cards from 52 playing cards, isn't it? And you have to get same value. Same value means, what does that mean? That means if you are getting a king, next also it should be a king. If you are getting a queen, next also you should get a queen. Understood? If you are taking a joker, you have to get joker there. If you are getting ace, you have to get the next card also ace. Okay. So likewise, for the numbers also, if you're getting the number 10, that next card also should have 10. So how many kings are there totally? 4 kings, isn't it? in a set of 52 cards. How many queens are there? 4. How many jacks? 4. How many ace? That is also 4. How many tens? That is also 4. So that means same kind of cards. What is the probability of getting same first card? If I'm choosing the first card, the first card, what is the probability that probability of same kind of card? That is 4 by 52. Isn't it? Because 4 cards are similar. 4 cards similar, 4 cards similar. Like there will be totally 4 kings, 4 queen, 4 jack, 4 ace, isn't it? So same kind of cards. The probability is 4 by 52. So the first card I'm taking, that will be the probability that that will be 4 by 52 into second card. What will be the second card if it is of same category? That will be 3 by 51, isn't it? Why? Because suppose I'm taking first as king. So there are 4 kings by 52 total cards. Next is also king, means that will be 3 by 51. So that will be same in any case. Suppose if I'm taking joker, for getting the first one as joker, that will be 4 by 52. Then second one also joker, means that will be 3 by 51. Okay. Now there are how many types of cards? There are 13, isn't it? 13 types, like from king, queen, jack, ace, 2, 3, 4, etc. up to 10. You will have how many cards? You will have 13 cards. So this can be queen or jack or ace or any number. So there are 13 types of cards. Okay, now you have to just simplify this. Understood? So what is this 4 by 52? 4 by 52 means same kind of cards, probability of same kind of cards. So king is one kind of card, no? So 4 by 52. Now second also same king, or suppose it is, I'm just saying the example of king. Okay, that also same category, then that is 3 by 51. Now how many types of cards are there? We have 13 types of cards, isn't it? 13 types of cards in each category. Okay, so into 13. Now just simplify this. This will be 13 and this 13 and 13 will go. You'll get 3, 1 by 17. So the answer is 1 by 17. Option A is the correct answer. 1 by 17. Okay, so it's a question that you have to think a little bit, but actually it is easy. You have to first take the first card, write the probability, then multiply that with the second card's probability. But don't forget to take this 13, because we have totally 13 types of cards and they are not mentioning what type of card it is. Okay. If they are saying both have same kings, then you can stop here. But they are not saying, they're saying same value only. That's not saying which type of card. Okay. Let's go to the next question. So here the answer was 1 by 17. Okay. 1 by 17. So let's see the question number 114. 114. In 8 throws of a die, 5 or 6 is considered a success. In 8 throws of a die, 5 or 6 is considered a success. The mean and standard deviation of total number of successes is respectively given by the mean and standard deviation of total number of successes is respectively given by. So they have given the options. Just go through the question, try to answer. Once you get the answer, comment it. I'll give you 1 minute for doing this. Think and do. Okay. Did you get the answer? So this is a trial, isn't it? So what is the formula for finding mean of a trial? That is NP. Remember? NP. So it is a trial. Mean is equal to NP. What is standard deviation? Standard deviation is root of NPQ. If you don't know, please write down this formula. If you know this formula, it is very easy to solve this question. Okay, so mean is N into P, standard deviation is root of NPQ. Now, what is P and what is Q? P is probability of success, or what we need. Q is probability of failure. Okay, now see, 5 or 6 is considered as success. 5 or 6 is considered as success. Okay, so P, what is the probability? What is P? P is, what is the 5 or 6? So in a dice, we have 1 5 and 1 6, isn't it? So what is the probability of 5? That is 1 by 6, or 6 is also fine. So that is also 1 by 6. So it is, you will get it as 2 by 6, that is 1 by 3. So P, that is probability of success. That is probability of success you got as 1 by 3. Then what about Q? That is failure, isn't it? What, that is 1 minus P, isn't it? So that is 1 minus 1 by 3, that is 2 by 3. Now, as we got these values, we can directly do mean. Mean is equal to NP. N is how many times we are doing this trial. We are doing this 8 times, isn't it? So N is 8. So mean is 8 into P. P is 1 by 3. That is 8 by 3. Now standard deviation, that is root of NPQ. N is 8, P is 1 by 3, Q is 2 by 3. Okay, so that is root of 16 by 9. That is nothing but 4 by 3. So 8 by 3 comma 4 by 3. 8 by 3 comma 4 by 3, that is option B. 8 by 3 comma 4 by 3. Okay, so these are some questions. You can easily get the answers, and these are repeatedly asked type of question because we have a basic formula. We need to just substitute, we'll get the answer easily, but you have to understand the situation, how to find P, how to find Q. Okay. So if you don't know this formula, just copy down this. Okay, moving to the next question. Question number 115. Question number 115. A and B are two events such that A and B are mutually exclusive. If P of A is equal to 0.5, P of B is equal to 0.6, what is P of A given B? What is P of A given B? Very direct question, easy to find the answer. Just find it and give me the answer. Very easy, direct formula, you can find the answer easily. Only you need to know the formulas for doing this. Okay, so once you get the answer, comment it. Okay, have you got the answer? This is a direct question. Now, what you have to find? You have to find P of A given B. So, what is P of A given B formula? That is P of A intersection B by P of B. P of A intersection B by P of B, isn't it? So, you have to find the values of A intersection B and P of B. Then only you will be able to do this question. Listen, here they have given A bar and I'm just hearing everything. Yeah, listen, read the question properly. Here it is A bar and B bar. Okay, not A and B. A and B are mutually exclusive, means there will be no intersection and answer would become 0. Here they are saying A bar and B bar are mutually exclusive. So we have to find P of A given B. That is P of A intersection B by P of B. Now listen, they have given A bar and B bar are mutually exclusive. So P of A they have given 0.5. P of B they have given 0.6. Now we have P of A in the A bar intersection B bar as 0, isn't it? Why? Because both are mutually exclusive. If they are mutually exclusive, their intersection will be 0. Now, that indicates P of A union B the whole bar equal to 0, isn't it? Because P of A union B the whole bar equal to P of A bar intersection B bar. Okay, so that is 0 because A bar and B bar are mutually exclusive. Okay, so what is P of A union B? P of A union B, that is 1 minus P of A union B the whole complement. So that is 1 minus 0. So P of A union B you got as 1. Now we have a formula. P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So that is P of A union B, that is 1 equal to P of A is 0.5, P of B is 0.6 minus P of A intersection B is what we have to find. So that we have to put that here, P of A intersection B. So what would you get for this? That will be 0.5 plus 0.6, 1.1 minus 1. P of A intersection B is equal to, we'll get it as 0.1. So what is P of A given B? P of A given B is P of A intersection B 0.1 divided by P of B. P of B is 0.6. So that is 1 by 6. Understood? So what are the formulas that we have used here? They have given A bar and B bar are mutually exclusive. A bar and B bar are mutually, what do you mean by mutually exclusive events? Mutually exclusive events means they will not have anything in common. So their intersection will be 0. Okay. So the intersection of these two will be 0. So intersection of A bar, B bar means union the whole complement. So union the whole complement is 0. So union, that will become 1 minus 0, that is 1. Okay. Now, having got that, we have a direct formula. P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection. Okay. So that is the answer. Here the answer is 1 by 6. Option B is the correct answer. 1 by 6 is the correct answer. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Question number 116. That is a statement question. You have to choose which of the following statements are correct. Read out the statements and give me the answer. Just go through, read the statement. Algebraic sum of deviations of a set of values from their arithmetic mean is always 0. Arithmetic mean always greater than median, greater than mode for a symmetric distribution. Go through. Once you get the answer, comment it, which is the correct statement. 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Read out the sentence clearly and answer it. Comment your answer. Okay. So what about the first statement? Algebraic sum of deviations of a set of values from their arithmetic mean is always 0. That is correct, no? That statement is correct. Sum of the deviations of set of values from arithmetic mean. Algebraic sum will be always 0, isn't it? So when you subtract, suppose for example 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the mean is 3, isn't it? So when you subtract each values, 1 minus 3, that is minus 2. 1 minus 2 minus 3, that is minus 1. 4 minus 3, that is 1. 5 minus 3, that is 2. So when you add this, what you are going to get? You are getting that as 0. So the first statement is correct. Now, for any symmetric distribution, they have given the relation arithmetic mean greater than median greater than mode. That is wrong, isn't it? Why? Because for a symmetric distribution means once you grow the graph would look like this. That means on both sides, you will be getting equal part portion of the curve. That such a kind of distribution is called symmetric. Okay. For a symmetric distribution, mean equal to median equal to mode. That is the correct relation. Not greater or lesser. Mean equal to median equal to mode. That is the correct relation. Okay. So they have given a wrong statement here. So which is the correct one? Correct one is 1 only. 1 only is first statement. 1 only is the correct statement. Okay. Now, other than this symmetric distribution, we have two kinds of distribution: positively skewed distribution and negatively skewed distribution. The graph would be like, so symmetric distribution I have drawn here. That will be symmetric. Symmetric distribution means that will be symmetric about the axis. Okay. Then we have positively skewed distribution and negatively skewed. Positively skewed means like this. Negatively skewed means graph would be like this. Okay, so this is positively skewed and this is negatively skewed. Positively skewed, this is negatively skewed, symmetric. Okay, so for a positively skewed, the values will be like, if you want, just note down, mode here, median here, mean here. Negatively skewed, just opposite, mode here, median here, mean here. Okay. So positively skewed, mode will be lesser. Median will be higher. Mean will be higher, isn't it? So for a positively skewed, you can note down mean greater than median greater than mode for positively skewed. For negatively skewed, mode greater than median greater than mean, just opposite. Mean will be smaller in case of negatively skewed. In the positively skewed, mean will be greater. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll be seeing with some more problems in the next class. Thank you, everyone. Just copy this diagram before you leave. What is the relation of mean, median, and mode in positively skewed and negatively skewed? Okay, see you in the next class. Thank you, everyone.